Okay, let's recap a bit, shall we? This was meant to be a new start, really. A perfect world. Free from all the evil that had corrupted each and every corner of the known and unknown universe. It was going to be a place of safety for the kids, the little yous. You little... Well, so far, so good. But things started to go wrong soon after you arrived. Now, I can understand your initial shock coming face to face with Maxis, especially after so long. But you did the right thing. You followed the plan. You brought the summoning key here, and you destroyed that bloody machine once and for all. Thing is, Maxis went and ballsed everything up.
Please, you must help me.
He heard voices, you see, calling to him.
Only together can we prevent the destruction of your world.
It wasn't really his fault. You know, he hasn't actually got his soul yet. All I got was a brain. Anyway, the key thing, as in the thing that is key, is that Maxis fiddled around with the summoning thingamajig and accidentally released an even bigger bastard. Someone even I didn't know was in there. The Shadow Man. The one and only original Harbinger of Doom. So, I'm going to be absolutely truthful with you. Things have got way too far out of control. This isn't any vague woo evil. We're talking about the Apothecons, the most powerful and evil entities in all the existences that ever existed. And now they're here, in our perfect world. I'm not going to sugarcoat things. It's a fucking shit show. Kids.
Hi guys, DevilHunterXYZ, and I am back playing Black Ops 3 and trying to do the Easter egg for Revelations. And I know it's kind of like out of nowhere, why am I doing this all of a sudden, but I mean, this is like post-game commentary that I'm throwing over this gameplay, because I honestly didn't think I was going to be able to finish this anytime soon, but anyway, yeah, I've always wanted to fully finish up all the Easter eggs for Black Ops 3, but I just never had a chance to really do so, mainly because of the fact that the PC I was using at the time, I was barely able to even play the game, but unfortunately, I guess after some updates and stuff like that, it got to the point where the game just kept crashing. And so I could never really fully finish the Easter egg, so I had to actually hold off on doing it for a couple of years. Until recently, I got my hands on a gaming PC, and luckily it's playing a lot better now. And really, at this point, I'm actually playing this on my PC using my PS4 controller. I mean, surprisingly, it works pretty well, and I hardly have any lag whatsoever. I guess also to note, though, this graphically speaking, right now, I purposely made the graphics low quality, only for the sake of just recording, making the recording data a lot smaller, because it would be like, it would probably be in like the hundreds of gigs if I was going to put it like in ultra high settings. I mean, I can play in ultra high, but I would choose not to, just for the sake of saving data. Yeah, so anyway, so I was saying this is post-game commentary, kind of giving my overall thoughts on this, but I think really for a good setup that I ended up kind of going with, as I had Perkaholic to give me all of the perks, and I was using, I also had shopping free, that way I can try to buy as many things as I can in the minute. Obviously I also have the near-death experience, which is going to be useful for the boss fights, as, well, we'll get to it when we get to that, but also I have in plain sight to protect me from getting attacked by zombies, and then I also have the liquidation one that allows me to give me the 3 fire sales. Yeah, so really at this point, just trying to earn points. And really, I was just trying to get lucky enough to get my hands on the shopping free, which I ended up getting. And of course, my first thought was just trying to get into the knocked it on Toad, open up the path real quick.
I think I recognize this place. Should I?
And trying to open up plenty of things.
My brethren and I did not come this far only to fail. A single piece means nothing. Pieces together mean so much more. If the demons wish to cross swords, then swords we will cross. I fear the souls of the damned still haunt this place.
Alright, so I did as much as I could at that point, and really my thought now was just to try to get all the reactors online and try to see if I can save ammo, because I mean, if you go back and forth between the reactors, you could potentially not get hit by the by all these demented demons. Well, before I decided to head over to the next island, I decided to go back and quickly get the part for the shield.
Long ago, we came together as enemies. We have come so very far. We have reclaimed much that has been lost or forgotten.
Alright, at this point, just keep rinse and repeating. Grabbing the part for the shield, grabbing the part for the keeper, and also getting the next reactor online.
You have sealed your own fate.
childish behavior is predictable, demon.
Well, doing the same thing here, just making my way across the theater into the Reisendrak and trying to get the anti-gravity going as well as collecting the parts of the shield and the keeper.
Between realms.
Destroy their bodies. Destroy their souls.
I have overlooked many things. This is not one of them. What is the purpose behind this unknown object?
Alright, so I got that built, and right now I was thinking just trying to get my hands on another Gobblegum. And hopefully I was trying to get my hands on In Plain Sight, which pretty much is what I was going to be using for the rest of the game, or for most of the game anyway. I mean, In Plain Sight is really helpful as makes you... It kind of makes you invisible to the zombies for 10 seconds, which really can save you. In my case, since I have Perkaholic, I'd rather not lose it. Considering at this point I don't have too many of those. Also, I decided to build a shield real quick. And at this point, I'm just, since I got all the reactors online, I'm just waiting for the opportunity to try to open up the area for the Pack-a-Punch.
Fate is sealed, as is ours. We end your suffering.
Alright, at this point, I managed to find the gravestone piece. Gonna keep that in mind for later on, but also trying to open up the rest of the areas.
Great warriors know no tasks are beneath them.
be over soon.
This is an echo of a realm where many misguided fools lost their way.
Alright, at this point now, I was just trying to feed some points so I can summon the Keeper.
Rain death from above, my parasites.
I do not Gobblegum for.
Alright, actually, I decided to go for the liquidation. And hopefully press my luck to try to get my hands on the right weapons you need. Really, my big complaint with the Revelations Easter egg is the fact that you need 2 special weapons that can only be obtained from the box, and I mean the problem is it's all luck based at this point. Sometimes you can get lucky, manage to get within like the first few spins of the box, and there'll be other games where you end up wasting about 30, 40, 50,000 points until you finally get what you need. So that's kind of the unfortunate thing. But I mean, if you had the liquidation one, what was called the mobilization, liquidation, whatever, you get 3 chances for a fire sale, and hopefully you might get lucky enough to get it. Or at least get a lot more attempts anyway. And considering it only takes 10 points, I'd say it's not too bad of a Gobblegum to have. Yeah, so at this point I'm just quickly trying to cycle through the box before the time runs out. I mean, granted, you could just use them all 3 at once to just further extend the time completely. I mean, I could. Got the ray gun, but fortunately it's not one of the special weapons I need.
You must empower me, mysterious Kenny.
Alright, just at this point, we'll just keep activating the box, trying to see what I can get. Oh, look, I got this.
Much like each of us.
So that's 1.
Perhaps there is still a chance for us to make our own destiny.
Getting a lot of decent weapons. Granted, at this point, I'm still trying to fully level up all the guns I have. Still working on the light machine guns and a few of the shotguns and a couple of submachine guns.
I feel something happening.
Alright, using my last attempt at that. At this point, I still need little Arties.
With such firepower at my disposal, success seems potentially achievable.
Got the Man of War. Yeah, so this is how it is. Just cycling through it. Luckily, I managed to get it. That's good. Since I still had time, I decided to spin the box once more. And at this point, trying to finish up the round.
Okay, fellas.
And I decided just to grab the sniper. Not really sure why, I just went with it. Who knows? And at this point, just continue feeding points to the Keeper. Try to get that ready as quickly as possible.
Anyway, I'm having a bit of a heated debate with the old Shadow Man and his Apothecon pals. And it's making it really hard to keep this reality stable. I mean, honestly, look at it. It's practically held together with tape and bits of string.
You will not survive this conflict. Perhaps now I can take a moment to ponder how best to proceed. There will be no next life for you, demons.
Alright, so now that I have the Keeper active, next step is to quickly head over to the area, or the jump pad that has the gravestone on it. And again, the gravestone is the gravestone, what you're looking for is like a triangular piece. It's like right on the sides of the jump pad. It's not really that hard to miss. I mean, if you see it, you know what it looks like. But anyway, trying to position the Keeper to look at the piece. Alright, at this point, Keeper is doing his spell, I don't know what you would call it, his incantation, but anyway, at this point, it's just defending. Yeah, so I'm having to protect the Keeper from all the zombies. Granted, I'm not sure how much health the Keeper really has, but, you know, just try to do your best to keep all the zombies off. And I would recommend doing this as quickly as possible. I think probably before like round 10 or 11, before the marker was come in, because it's going to be a little bit more challenging.
As the demons fall, our prophets will rise. Perhaps the fight will end this day.
Alright, so now he's done that.
Soon you will be.
He would drop a film reel, audio reel, I guess, and well, his first reel. Yeah, at this point, what I needed to do was actually take this over to the. I needed to take this over and place it in the. I should have placed it over in the audio spot for Knocked Out on Totem, but unfortunately, I don't know why I didn't do that yet. So I kind of got sidetracked. Decided to aim for the blue crystals are in the sky, so I can upgrade this gun to the Apothecary Servant. I mean, it's kind of a bizarre way, but you need to get the upgraded version of this gun in order to continue with the Easter egg. So at this point, just going around the map, trying to shoot down the blue crystals. Yeah, I mean, I've played this map so many times, I pretty much know the locations. little bit hard to see, but once you actually know where it is, it's not that bad.
Munitions to run low. Not yield, demon! More ammo or new weapon? I should decide quickly. Why are you so irritating? This war will soon end. We have all we need to make sure it is so. We have come too far to yield so readily. Strike the agents of evil. Resources dwindle once more. Ammunition must be secured.
Alright, well at this point I'm just trying to hit the box, trying to see if I can get a decent weapon so I can start to upgrade it.
Interior is as unpleasant as its exterior. Our machine may have been consumed by evil, but it may yet be freed.
Go on, my son.
Without the aid of the Punch machine,
Alright, so
I believe our journey.
Finally got my hands on the upgraded weapon. And unfortunately at this point, again, I forgot to put the film reel, or the auto reel and the recorder. So I ended up just wasting my little Arnie's, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it didn't take me until after I did the third one to realize that. I don't know why. I don't know. You know, you get to the point where you play the map so many times, you kind of start to just forget things. Or you kind of get tired of doing things over and over. Alright, so finally I did remember that. But luckily, since I did complete one of the challenges, luckily the first reward is always a max ammo. So, at the very least, I'm able to get the first 3 done once again. Yeah, so anyway, the whole goal here is to go around. There are 9 different openings, and you have to throw little Arnies into the holes. And each 3 you throw, you have to face a set of the Margwas. And really at that point you just have to defeat the Margwas and keep rinsing and repeating until all 9 holes are filled up, I guess.
By your evil. In turn, each of your heads vowed to touch it. I am not some bone to be gnawed or nibbled on. Dangers that come from provoking me, demon. Assistance, however futile, is always appreciated. Make your peace, Hellspawn, before I make war. Dempsey's concerns over Richtofen's soul are troubling. There could be implications. I fight to my last breath, just as I have so many times before. I am still curious as to who really created this wondrous machine.
Double points!
Their blood will flow. Our wealth will grow. Your last web. We do not choose when fortune finds us, but we are grateful when it does. Survive this conflict. Once more, the warrior will not be cocooned. Your anger that led you to your doom. The battle may continue. At last, each mouth falls silent. I would never refuse such generosity. I would never refuse such generosity. Come too far to yield so readily.
Alright, so near finishing this, yeah, we heard a little sound effect, that pretty much means I did unlock the hat, or the helmet, whatever, for the, for your character, because luckily in this map there are actual special hats that you can equip to give you special effects. Luckily I did unlock the Gobblegum one. Alright, since I finished all that, get the second audio reel. Now heading back out, and for this one you have to place it in the player that's located in the theater. And I was trying to get my shield to break so I can get a new one.
Whether they attack from behind or ahead, death shall be dealt. So much of the past has returned. But what of our future?
The braking program coincided with the flashing lights.
There are still demons to be bled. This will help.
Alright, so in this case, now that I had the second reel complete, Heading for the third one, which requires me to find different pieces, different bone pieces of Samantha, and somebody's a little bit tricky to get, mainly because it's a little bit hard to really see. I guess you can say it might be a little bit easier with a sniper or some kind of scoped weapon, but I guess whatever case, if you can get like an idea of where they're located, it's not really too bad to find. Alright, so I was assuming I got all the pieces, but unfortunately I didn't. So I was trying to backtrack to where I think I didn't get. And really at this point I'm also trying to defeat the Margwa.
Scratch upon me will return 1,000-fold. Your attack will not go unanswered. The ground break your fall violently.
Alright, so I was having a strong feeling that the one I was still missing was out in the opening in Der Eisendrache. Of course, I had to wait for the anti-gravity, but I guess at the meantime I was trying to take care of the Margwa.
I see you too have a death wish.
Alright, so at this point I was assuming I got it. But luckily I'm not really too far off, so decided to go back. And I do realize this, all the bones are in position. Yeah, so a little bit of obscure things, you have to shoot it with the Apothecary Servant.
All will bleed.
Also try my best not to destroy all the zombies, because I need some of them alive.
All without mercy.
And you see the dead corpse of Samantha. Shoot it one more time. And after that, it should give you the third audio reel. And at this point, this one, you have to take it back to Origins. Kind of right before you get into the cave, another audio player. Just making my way back up to the top.
This is Dr. DevilHunterXYZ.
I need more ammo. These are desperate times.
Attempting interdimensional transfusion. Failure.
Right at this point, I'm just still trying to hit the box, still trying to get something good. But at the same time, I didn't want to waste too many points because I'm going to need a lot for the laser turrets.
Wielding the storm in my hand, I will rain death upon the unholy. In time.
Alright, so at this point, he's trying to aim the laser at the floating crystals that are in the sky. They're maybe a little bit hard to spot, but they are slightly different in colors compared to the rest of the rocks that are floating in space as well. And you know if you've done it right, because it will automatically kick you off. I mean, it's just trying to position the laser at the right spot for the most part. But also, it's just the fact that it takes 2,000 points per turret, and since there are 4 of them, well, you're going to be spending a good chunk of your points just doing this. And that's assuming if you can get it right in the first try, because sometimes you might end up messing up and have to do it again.
No demon shall be left standing.
Alright, since I got all the lasers active, I activate Samantha, and strange with the same thing like Rod Crowby with the giant eyeball floating in the air.
Everything's gone to hell in a handbasket.
Just having to make my way across to the teleporter that's located in the theater.
I know she's a little bit drony, but I can fix her. I can fix.
But then of course I also remembered I did get the Marvel helmet.
They can be a good
And at least for the Marvel helmet, what it pretty much does, it makes you you take less damage from Margwas, you do more damage towards them, and also gives you added sprint, or I guess it increases your sprint duration. I guess it also stacks to the stamina up as well. So I guess I could probably run almost like 3 times as much. Like almost sprint like 3 times as much compared to what I originally could do.
Diverting power to teleporter.
Alright, so after going to the teleporter, we are in Samantha's room. Of course, get the hands in the chronorium. And just waiting for the time to run out.
This book holds great.
Alright, so once back, place the chronorium on the podium.
Keep us.
And we set up these lights. And up to this point, here comes the annoying part of this Easter egg, which is, well, to find actual eggs hidden throughout the entire map. And what you have to do is you have to take the egg into the place with a pack-a-punch. I'm just trying to make my way across here. Alright, so at this point it's trying to... There are 4 places to put the eggs, and at this point, well, at this point I was trying to upgrade my gun.
If this is to be my final day, then I will ensure it is one.
And I'm trying to double pack a punch this one as well. Which I really think that the Brecci is actually a pretty good shotgun to use for this.
Even in this chaos.
Alright, so I got 2 fully upgraded guns.
Every blessing.
But anyway, what I was going with is you place the eggs in one of these stands, and at this point you're just trying to collect souls. Trying to collect enough so that the egg will spawn into a gate worm.
Of your misdeeds. I know who you are, but questions remain.
do the things you do? What is it that you hope to achieve? Do not see the futility of existence. You are but fragments of a bigger universe.
Alright, so once you have the gate worm, of course, head back out to the map. And at this point, the worst part is just you have to go throughout the entire map, all different islands, and you just have to keep navigating your way, trying to find the right spot in order to collect one of these symbols. And unfortunately, I think it's just pure random of where it's going to spawn. I mean, the only slight indication is you will feel slight vibration on the controller. Well, that's assuming if you have vibration on to begin with. But it also does do like an audio ping as well. You just have to hear for it. But yeah, just keep searching around until you find the right spot.
Odds are not on your side.
Alright, so we found one of the symbols. It's good. And at this point, it's complete. It's kind of on a complete random scale to find the rest. You know, I mean, you're pretty much just rinsing and repeating for the other three symbols.
I hope the creature within this shell will emerge as an ally. Our journey will surely end without more ammunition. So irritating.
Insta-kill.
Retribution comes in many forms, demon. Today it is Tokyo. Welcome to life, little worm.
At this point, it was about to go down, so luckily I still had the in plain sight. And at this point, just trying to fill the rest of the souls, and luckily I did level up the bread sheet one more time.
Yesterday. Even squirmy worm has purpose for existence. Low ammo is undesirable. Special now.
Surrender to the shadows. You will not, you cannot survive this attack. Fury will destroy you.
More ammo, more new weapon. I should decide quickly. see you too have a death wish.
Alright, so it took me a while to find the last egg. And of course, the last one is always the hardest one to find. But anyway, so at this point I was just trying to, I guess before I head into the area, I decided to try to get my hands on a new shield. Also try to be careful not to get over-attacked.
This shield holds the power to both protect and to destroy.
So, as if things weren't bad enough, I'm struggling to maintain my presence. Bloody Shadow Man. At least he's in the same boat. How are things going besides all that? Making any progress? Bollocks. I'm phasing out again.
That is enough, creepy crawling arachnid demon. You are eager to crossbreed with Tokyo? Deadly mistake. Who knows what role you have yet to play, little worm? I have faced greater challenges than this, believe me.
Alright, so the last spot was somewhere around here, but of course it was getting overrun by zombies. So I had to escape And at this point, I'm just trying to backtrack my way to the jump pad if I can. Which pretty much just means is trying to create a giant train.
Provocation is not wise, demon.
Alright, so had everything I need at this point. Of course, I was trying to shoot for getting the near-death experience Gobblegum. And I guess get to that point is the reason why the Gobblegum is so necessary, or I guess kind of one of the more rare ones, or popular ones is, well, what it basically states is whenever you go down and you get near one of your teammates, it revives you, and allows you to keep all your perks, including quick revive. On a solo game, though, if you go down, the Gobblegum unfortunately won't allow you to revive yourself, per se. It won't allow you to do that, but if you have quick revive, the perk in solo games allows you to revive yourself automatically, but since near-death experience allows you to keep all your perks, including quick revive, or of course, yeah, heading to the theater, head to this point, into the first phase of the boss fight. But anyway, what I was getting is, if you have near-death experience, and if you go down, it will allow you to keep all your perks, and, or of course, I'm trying to capture all the symbols. Sorry to sidetrack, but trying to capture all the symbols on my phone here, just kind of going back and forth on it. But anyway, when it comes to near-death experience, since you go down, it allows you to keep all your perks, including quick revive. You pretty much have unlimited revives, since you will never lose it every time you go down, and since it allows you to revive, since quick revive allows you to revive yourself anyway, you can just keep going down and revive yourself infinitely for up to 3 rounds without having to worry about anything, and it will keep all your perks for the most part. So at this point, it's almost an inevitability of winning and beating the Easter egg at this point. I mean, I guess really the only drawback is just the fact that the gumball is pretty rare. Unfortunately, it's not one of the common ones, or not any of the regular rare. It's like the ultra rare ones, which I mean, it makes sense considering how OP it is. I'm just kind of more shocked to see that it was never patched or or nerfed in any way. So anyway, the whole goal here is you had to go to the Chronorium, look at the symbols. Of course, in my case, I was taking pictures of the symbols on my phone. And at this point, just trying to browse to my phone and trying to get the right symbols, because you're basically playing a giant game of Simon Says. Whenever the right symbol shows up, the right order, you just have to activate it.
I need not use 1,000 cuts. I need only one.
Let the games begin.
No demon scourge has stopped us yet. No demon scourge.
Right, so here we are in one of the I guess call the harder moments of the Easter egg. Well, I guess in my case it would be hard if I didn't have near-death experience, but at this point what you have to do is just go around the area trying to kill off the Margulas, and also try to avoid the environmental hazards. Of course, in this case, trying to kill the blue Margulas, but also have the lightning and the moving pillars to worry about. Luckily these aren't really too deadly, but just try not to get too close to them. And also try to avoid the regular zombies.
We have come too far to yield so readily.
Alright, so the next phase for this fight, another set of Margulas, but this time around you have areas that are coated, I wouldn't really say maybe coated in shadows or something like that, but what you have to do is you just have to stay in the light areas to avoid taking damage. And luckily you do have anti-gravity at this point, so you are able to double jump, get yourself out of the way.
Each of your heads will be punctured.
There will be no victory for you.
Alright, of course we got the fire. Yeah, got the fire areas to worry about. Yeah, so I guess they will literally, you have the floor is literally made of lava, and of course you do have firewalls. So you're just trying to avoid all of that while defeating the fire-based Margulas.
The Gobblegum overlords will consume all in them.
As I thought, we only enrage the beast further.
Why do you insist on challenging me?
And then you have another annoying gimmick where occasionally the walls you get walls that are building up towards certain paths, which problem is it just depends on certain positioning that you're in. I mean, you might get a desperate spot where you're trying to escape, but unfortunately the walls are blocking your path, so you just got to kind of have to be aware of it, but try your best to avoid it. Also just quickly take down the Margulas.
One head silenced makes the other shriek louder.
Our game shall win.
Finally, three-headed monstrosity departs from this realm.
Alright, so after the 4 sets of margwas, get your hands on the summoning key,
I hope I
and it would teleport you back to the theater.
So, Nikolai, Dempsey.
Alright, so the goal here,
Talking to you now.
yeah, so the goal here is to
When and how Rick
go through
Hogan
different
got his
spots
hands
throughout
on
the
most
entire map
powerful
and
artifact
try
in
to
this or any
launch
universe.
the summoning key at different
simple,
points.
really.
It's kind of a random thing,
Somewhere on his travels.
but
Honest, I wasn't paying that much
yeah,
attention.
I guess it's just necessary for the sake of
Rick
completing
Hogan
the Easter egg.
Straight up stole it. Honestly, he snatched it right out of a keeper's hands. The keepers, you're friends with those guys, right?
Of course, at this point, I keep missing the one at the chandelier. I don't know what it is, but he's had to get at an odd angle for this one. Yeah, okay, so I got a little bit frustrated with this one, so I decided to head off to another area first to see if I can try to get another spot. Of course, didn't quite get it. It says unfortunately you have to throw the summoning key at a good angle just to get the symbols that you need. Alright, so at this point I was just checking to see which areas I have to hit. Just double check on that. And unfortunately this is where I get to this point and realized all of a sudden I had no summoning key. Yeah, so at this point I was kind of freaking out, unfortunately, because I used up some of my best Gobblegums. But also the fact that I got this far in this, and I was worried I was going to restart everything. So I kind of spent like a couple of minutes just kind of panicking. So I tried to retrace my steps. But I never really experienced this glitch before. But from what I read, anyway, I mean this still hasn't been patched. Surprisingly, I don't know why. But occasionally the summoning key can glitch up if you head into the portal. And at least from what I've read, there's only two ways of fixing this. Either, well, one way is to either just get lucky enough to get a death machine power-up. I know it's kind of a more obscure thing, but if you get a death machine power-up, the summoning key will spawn right in front of you. I just don't know why that's the case. Or the other solution, unfortunately, is to actually go down to bring out the summoning key once again. Which I mean, yeah, granted, going down is not really the fun option, unfortunately. Just kind of surprised why this glitch even still exists, even after all these years. Alright, so at this point, I was confirming what I was reading about how to get the summoning key. So at this point, I took... yeah, I took the down in order to get it. So yeah, luckily it did spawn. Yeah, so I purposely went down, but again, since luckily I have near-death experience, I didn't lose any of my perks, still have my quick revive. So, luckily I didn't have to worry too much about it. Alright, so I decided to go back and try again at the chandelier, and try to be more careful not to lose the summoning key. Because at this point, I was just worried that something might happen to it, and I might end up with a dead game if I'm not careful with it. Because I'm not exactly sure how buggy this key can really be. Alright, so I got one of the symbols, luckily. So I was going to move on to the next one. Okay, so the next one, throw it onto the clock and the Reisendruck. Alright, so here in Shangri-La, if you throw it at the crystal, that's another spot.
You know, Richtoven's doing pretty well without a soul. I think the one he had was evil. Same as Truth Max's. Better off without. They can spend their days pondering whether or not they have one for all eternity. Oh well, it's a good way to pass the time.
Alright, so there's a little gravestone here on Origins, another area. Okay, some of these are a little bit more of the obscure spots to take. And since we're close by, head over here to Mob of the Dead, and you'll see a little poster out in the cells. Aim at that spot, get yourself another symbol. Alright, head to Farouk, and of course aiming at the gun. Alright, at this point, just praying nothing was going to happen again. And of course the final spot is the red barrel out there. And that should be all 7 spots. Alright, so at this point, well, got him a new shield for one thing, but I was ready for the final step of the boss fight. So head back out to Kino once again, go into the theater, and use the teleporter one last time. Okay, so at this point here, I guess we'll call it the final boss fight. So what you have to do is you have to set up the summoning key at one of these 4 altars and fill it up with souls. And at the same time, you're also trying to avoid all the demons, the panzers, the margwas. Pretty much they're throwing everything at you at once. And also, not only that, you also avoid the environmental hazards, because the Shadow Man can also summon different one of the 4 different elements that you experienced before. But at this point, yeah, just trying to build up souls here. And of course it will go down legitimately. But fortunately, I do have still near-death experience, so didn't really matter. Yeah, so really at this point, it's just inevitability of you conquering this. And it really kind of goes to show you how useful near-death experience really is, especially if you want to try to complete any of these boss fights on a solo game. Alright, but anyway, trying to fill up the souls, trying my best to get rid of the panzers, because those are the more annoying ones, really, than the Margwas. Because the panzers throwing all the electrical fuses at me.
Step out from the shadows, harvest the soldier.
Alright, so once you have the summoning key, the goal here is to throw it into the Ghost of Samantha, and unfortunately went down again. Alright, so the whole thing is you have to throw the summoning key into the Ghost of Samantha. She shoots a laser at the Shadow Man, and you're supposed to keep attacking the Shadow Man until he gets farther back into the Apothecon, back in the background, and then you're supposed to activate the Chronorium. Unfortunately, it's a little bit hard to pull this off solo, maybe because you're kind of also getting attacked by zombies. So, I mean, I guess really the best way is to try to use the Apothecary Servant weapon to kind of create a hold to second all the zombies, and also at the same time trying to use the little Arnie's. Unfortunately, I went down once again.
Makes us stronger, my friend.
It is already over.
You will not survive this conflict.
Summoning key is ready. You must be punished.
Additional payment for our efforts? I accept.
You must be destroyed.
I am not some bone to be gnawed on, evil god. I will not tolerate your insolence.
bloody lemon!
My spirit is stronger than ever.
Alright, so at this point, if you have attempted doing this, I mean, luckily the pillars do respawn after a while. Of course, originally I wasn't sure if they do respawn or if I was going to get kicked out of the area and I had to try the next round or not. But luckily they do respawn, so just trying to, once again... Yeah, so I'm just going to say, it took me a few attempts on these pillars, just trying to find the right opportunity. Toss it to Samantha, take a little Arnie, and just keep wailing at the Shadow Man as best I can. Again, it's just trying to get a little bit lucky to keep firing at Shadow Man and try to avoid the rest of the zombies. And of course I got him back. And there you have it. Here's my first time actually completing this. So yeah, that is pretty good.
Choose when fortune finds us.
I believe it.
But we are grateful when
And I believe if you also complete the rest of the Easter eggs, you also get 1,000,000 XP, which pretty much is like enough for a full prestige. Unfortunately, I didn't complete all of them. Well, I technically didn't complete all of them. I say technically because I never fully completed the Shadows of Evil with a team.
Yes, my love.
But anyway, this would be the ending cutscene here.
Together, as one we are, now and forever.
With the evil vanquished, I can start making it all nice again. No undead, no apothecons, no shadow man. All of it gone. Forever. But here's the funny thing. You snowflakes shouldn't even still be here. You should be fading out of existence by now. Those blood vials. I was wondering when you'd bring this up. They're from realities we've already closed off. They shouldn't be here. They can't be here. Such a paradox means you're putting my perfect world at risk. You guys and your bloody free will. What to do? What to do? Well, you certainly can't stay here. You could send us somewhere else. Somewhere we've never been. I suppose I could make a little corner somewhere in history. A place where I can dump some of the other shit that I've left over. Or I just wipe you from existence. Ooh, hang on. Actually, that all works out perfectly.
And there you have it. To be 16 rounds, a little under 2 hours. But yeah, managed to finally pull it off. Yeah, so I mean, again, like the near-death experience combination along with the quick revive on a solo game, it really does help. I say it's really useful. But again, it's just kind of unfortunate. It's a little bit on the rare side to be getting the Gobblegum, since I only had 2 of them. But yeah, managed to get the calling card, and there you have it. Alright, so that is that. Alright guys, this is DevilHunterXYZ, and until next time.